So, when you land on the current domain, rivervalleyartschool.com, first thing is that we have going every month is we have the announcement for this event. So it's showing today's event. You can click on it and read details of the event, or you can exit it out or just click off of it. This is September's Arts of the Month, the featured Arts of the Month. Here's the navigation area over here. So what we're going to be doing for all people who have landing pages is they're going to be underneath the Shop Art section. So when you click on Shop Art, literally just going to have a page. It's going to have just a quick little blurb about you with the ability to go to your landing page right off the primary site. So what happens is, and that could be like a headshot, which I think we were talking about probably doing, or it could be a piece of art. It really could be whatever you want, I think. When you click it, it opens a new tab. So that way the old site's still there. So if you want to start doing something a little bit advanced, let's see what's going on. So it opens up the page. Now, what a landing page in definition is it's basically a sales page, typically only one page. There's no multiple pages in it. This is usually one. And it's literally its express purpose is just to convey what it needs to convey without a complicated site. It's really no other way to say it. This is kind of a weird definition, but it's meant to kind of have one purpose. So this purpose is to give somebody information about an artist and sell their work. When you think about that, versus like a company or a full site is meant to do multiple things. It's supposed to be learn about a company, apply for employment, look at their schedule of events and calendar events. There's multiple pages of depth and there's a lot of information. This is meant to be one purpose. Learn about the artist, reach out to the artist, look at their work and sell their work. So you have the first thing you have is you have, of course, your subdomain address. So your address would be whatever you really need it to be, but in this example, just Mary-Walsh. It's probably the easiest way, probably the best way. And the reason why is if you do go to an art show and you leave somebody your name and they go searching for you, your name will be in the key terms for the URL address. So it's probably better to always keep it like that. And the whole site is actually built, it's separate. It's literally an entire installation of a site separate to the primary domain. But because you are attached to that domain in the sense of the actual domain name, you are going to get credibility from the affiliates and all the linking because you're linking between them. So as you scroll down, you have the top part is going to be your about area. So you have a little about section and a little quote. And if you go up to the top and you click about, you'll see it just kind of brings you down. That's the same thing that this little sidebar does. Just brings you down to that section. The reason why vertical navigation is becoming so big is because of how big tablet and phone uses happen. It's all up and down because people can scroll easier with one hand. There's no more of the zoom into an area and we're trying to split to the right, to the left, to find where you're zooming, zoom out, and zoom back in. So, it makes it a lot easier to navigate. So as you go down, you'll see that this little thing popped up. That's the way to go back to the top. And then you have your art that you're going to display. If you have more than this grid here, it'll have like a more button. That way they can see more of it. And then you have a contact information area and back to the River Valley site. This area can be whatever you want it to be. You can create custom forms. So if you're doing specific types of art that you want, maybe you paint portraits and you want this to not only just be contacting, but you want them to submit for an actual like an estimate or a time. You can have it say multiple different things. Like I'm interested in the drop-down button that says oil, acrylic, or the different mediums that you use. They can change that. They can add in more information and just message. You can put anything you want. So, and it will literally, as soon as someone submits this, it will go to whatever email you give me on file, and then you'll get the email. You'll get all that contact information. It really just forwards it right over to you. So we'll go back to the top. So each one of these, you see, it goes down to that section of like a contact. So now, when I'm interested in buying something,
tell them about why their email address isn't there.
Right. So the reason why it's not visible, your address, is because that's how a lot of spam gets harvested. Is they harvest it from your email address. So like, there's all kinds of little bots out there that go searching and indexing sites, and if they see an email address, they love it because then they just sell it off in the thousands to advertisers, and then the advertisers then spam you with those different promotions and things. So it's better to always use contact forms than email addresses because of that. And that, yeah. And that's why right here it has that 7 + 2 = thing. It wants you to figure that out before you hit submit, so that the spam bots are getting pretty smart. They can actually start filling in fields for you and then hitting submit. So as long as there's some type of visual, intellectual cue that you have to actually do, it'll deter the spam. So that's how we do that. But you can put your phone number. They actually don't do that yet. So now we're ready to buy something. And you don't have to sell directly off the site either. A lot of people want to just have the art there and then, contact you for details and work where they pick it up from you or they meet you at an art show or something. But if you want to sell them inside, this is how you do it. I'll do it. This is nice and colorful. There's a cute, I have a picture I'll show you that's like, kind of like that. So here we go. So now all of a sudden, boom, you clicked it. You'll have now your name is kind of a part of the logo. It's RVAG. You have the larger picture of the art. You can add more pictures of art if you want to. If you want to have a little bit closer or higher res, there can be thumbnails that will show up right underneath it so you can change the picture angle. See under the category I just have as art. That could be, from when I was talking to somebody earlier, it could be a ton of different types of categories you can select. So let's say you have you do landscape, but you do it in pencil and acrylic and oil. You do it in multiple mediums. You can literally take your landscape ones and label them all landscape, and then the ones that are acrylic, and then different ones. So that way that person can actually, if they like this and they want to see more of that category, they can click the category and it'll bring up everything else in that category. And it'll also show related products that are in that category too. So then you have a product description and you have a review, which is basically a way that someone can actually just review, oh, I like this one, and they can bring it in. And then we get notification first, and then we let you know if we have notification on the review. Other art and show will be here. You can have just one piece showing on the side. You can have multiple ones. You can have related ones, whatever you really want. And you can have multiple products. So let's say you have prints that you sell multiple of, or you have different prints of different sizes. Those are called variable products. That can be all changed too. So let's say you do 4x6s and I'm not sure all the sizes and stuff.
Yeah,
But
all the different sizes.
okay, yeah, you
But
can have them all there.
prints off of there too, instead of, you don't have to sell the original.
Yeah, and you can, they can be variable price differences, so the different size equals a different price. And then shipping is the other thing that can be variable. You can either build the cost into your art, or you can have it be once your shopping cart reaches 100, it's free, or you can have certain ones that do cost shipping that it'll trigger a cost for shipping. It's a large piece that you have to, box up.
Do you typically sell them framed?
With art, I believe that's the way to do it, right? And you get a box, they're kind of a bigger box with
Yeah, I don't
reinforced
think you
corners.
have to, but,
Yeah, and you just, what you do is you would get your estimates of all your shipping of your items that you have. So if you have a bunch of the same size and a couple of the other ones, just write down the sizes and the shape and the weight, go down to one of the shipping places, what's called Postal Connection.
yeah.
Get it
On mine, I have a description up there, and I tell them that it's professionally framed,
Mhm.
that it's UV-rated museum glass. But
Yeah.
if you didn't frame and you just are selling it free, I would identify that it's not framed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have two spots for description. So you have a short, this is called a short description, and you have a longer description. So you could put like kind of the basis of it, or even the detail like that with the size, and then you can just put kind of other things about it. And then you can add, and then you can just view cart and you can check out from there. And what we do for this is it's easiest to integrate PayPal to it. PayPal is a really secure, easy to use form of payment. So you would attach it, which is currently attached to hers right now. Another thing that we talked about earlier, which is really cool with your ROI measurement tools, is you can use coupons. You can create a coupon. So let's say in the month of October you're planning on doing 2 shows, one in Havasu and one in Kingman. You can create a coupon code for Havasu, and you can create a coupon code for Kingman that both take 10% off, let's say. You can go to the show, hand out your collateral, talk to a lot of people, and then you do the other show, and then you can keep an eye on the website. If a sale happens and they're using a lot of Havasu coupons, you know that you were more effective in Havasu. You know, that's more worth your time to do shows down there. So you can use that as a way to kind of gauge, you know, people's purchasing habits from which market you're in and where you're buying from. So that's kind of neat. And then when you hit this proceed to checkout, it really is just like a normal checkout for online buying. You just ask for your, if you've already done it before, or if you haven't, you just put in all your information. And then down here will be changed to only PayPal pickup. So if it's a local pickup, that'll be free or whatever. So that option will be here. If there's a shipping cost, it'll add in. If there's a coupon, you'll see that discounted right off. It's a really good cart. They can put in notes if they want to, like, oh, you know, I don't know what to put.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love it.
I always do that when I buy off at eBay or something.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just that.
And then when you click back there, you just go back to the home page. So that's the desktop view. So now the mobile view, so the difference between mobile sites and mobile responsive is it's a little bit technical, so we're not going to really go into it. But basically what happens is your domain, no matter what, is the same, whether you're looking at it on a small phone or a full desktop screen. So what happens is that it just starts to auto adjust. So you can see that when you're wider, you have image, you have text, but it's already taken the menu bar here and it's made it into a little menu icon.
Yeah, see, it just adjusts as.
Yeah, so when I do this, let's go smaller. It gets rid of the logo.
See, the words change.
Yeah.
To fit the,
Right.
the mobile device.
Yep. So that's responsive design. So
Yeah, that's
basically,
what, yeah.
it's really cool. It's and then boom, there now you have the bar back. So that way, and so it kind of pushes everything into a vertical format. That's why this is good, because then the site gets a lot longer, so you can easily go back to the top, the bottom, the middle. So that's part of what's mobile responsive. So that's that part.
Who takes a picture to put on the website?
Of the art, you would. Yep.
Or
If
you
need
can
help.
have somebody, if you ask somebody in the art field, we
Yeah.
have several photographers.
Yeah, and there's apparently a lot of more willing to just do it just to help. So
Holly's volunteers.
there was a new person.
She's a photographer.
Yeah, a new kid. What was her name?
Yeah, George,
George.
and then Jim is a photographer.
Yeah.
So there's lots of photographers in the group.
Yeah, so and that's really the only the piece of it. So the way it would work. So the idea with the landing pages is that you have your art that you want to sell, you price it out, you get your shipping costs figured out, you get your pictures done, and they go up. And whenever you need things changed, you change it. You just email me and say, hey Steve, we sold Girls at the Beach, can you put up this new one I have? And it goes up, it gets changed. If you want to use the site for announcements, if you're very active at going to a lot of shows, I can put a little board right here that says, see us at the show in Havasu on October whatever. So you can use it as a way to announce when you're going to places, because you can get people to really stay actively engaged with you. And the other part of the whole thing too is you can have them subscribe. That's one thing that we didn't talk about last week, but anywhere in here I can put a little subscribe to my page and get notified of new changes. And all they do is they put in their email address, and anytime we make a change, they get notified via email that you've got a new piece of art or you're going to a new show or whatever it is. Yeah, and that can be anywhere. That can be usually Twitter is the easiest area, but and so that's what it is. So really, the idea it's like a little site that's affiliated with the Artist Guild, which is awesome because of the work that we're doing on creating the larger, credible sites that we're linking to. And then we're linking to the Artist Guild, and we have the domain name, and we have the name. So that's how.
And the neat thing about it too is like once you get out there and you notice that a lot of people from like Havasu are hitting your web page, you are going to enter into their art show next year, aren't you?
Yeah. It really
That's building your credibility, for that.
And that's the other thing that's really important. That like being in business for the last 5.5 years, one of the most pain in the butt things was advertising and marketing, because it's costly and it's hard to measure. So we've done everything from newspapers to radio. Radio was $800 a month when we did it, and not one person We sponsored the back of a football program for $550 now. Saying that we give an iPod Nano away for any family plan, not one person. Front page newspaper, header, bottom, back. we've done everything. Direct mailers. There's nothing like websites because there's no way for you, the advertiser, coming in with your newspaper to tell me how long someone's going to look at my ad on and how many people are really going to look at it. Yeah, you have 10,000 publications, but how many people are reading it? How many people actually see the ad? Unless I have a phone number that I'm tracking, which I have to pay for that 1-800 number to track the calls to it. There's no good way to do it. With these landing pages, just like all my other sites, I install analytic reporting on them. So I can actually every month see exactly how many people went to the site, how long they stayed on it, what section did they go to, where they came from, did they click through RBAG's site, did you post it on Facebook to check out your page and you got 25 people in one day, because I can tell you which day it happened because I'll see the spike on that day. You can actually gauge it, which is really, really unique to the advertising environment. So, all right. The next part is just how much it is and what it includes. Okay. And so, I think the best part is the pricing. Because being in the website business, I see every single competitor weekly almost because I've always been researching to see what they're doing. And you can't get an e-commerce site. You can't get a website, let alone an e-commerce site or anything even close to this. And it's broken into two ways. So it's 50 of it goes to RBAG and 100 goes to myArizona Designs. And it includes everything. There's no way that you can incur more charges. Like a lot of people get worried about websites